filled this bag with only drugstore makeup, so let's do a full face. Starting off with the Vaseline Lip Therapy because it is a game changer when it comes to applying concealer. I need this makeup to last because it's gonna be 95 degrees outside and I'm about to go hang out with some friends. So we're gonna use the e.l.f. Power Grip just because we know that this will make everything stick. I'm working on adding the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Brow to these brows because they need some help and some grooming. Foundation for today is gonna be the Revlon Illuminance Skin Caring Foundation. I really enjoyed this when I used it. It does oxidize a tiny bit, so just be careful when picking your shade and just know that it will do that a tiny bit. For fun, I'm gonna mix two concealers today. I'm gonna use a tiny bit of the Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer from Catrice, and I'm gonna do a little bit of the Sephora Best Skin Ever. I also get this when it's at a 30% discount, and it is one of the cheaper lines at Sephora since it's the Sephora brand, so I feel like it applies. I just like how bright the shade is, so that's why we're gonna mix them. Long story short. I've also been realizing that my concealer's been going on a little bit thick recently, so I think I'm gonna try to lighten things up in terms of how much product I'm using. See how that's just a tiny bit yellow for me, so adding this like brightness to the mix is gonna help out a lot. For some cream bronzer, I'm gonna go in with the Milani Cheek Kiss in the shade Hey Honey. I do like to warm it up with my finger first. I already did that before, and then I use my sponge to kind of tap it on the back of my hand and then onto the face. Skipping cream blush today just because I have a new blush palette to try, so I want to test out those powders and see what the color looks like. If you hear bags moving, it is due to Graham trying to get into the trash can. Successfully made it in. Now let's see what he does next. For powder, I'm going to use the Maybelline Fit Me powder in the shade number 5. I'm going to use a little bit of that under the eyes with my sponge, and then I have a powder for the rest of my face. The rest of the face, I'm going to use the e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder. I've really been enjoying this. It's like a perfect light set, but doesn't leave your skin super, super matte. So I'm taking it on a big brush and kind of tapping that off, getting it into the cap so it really gets into the brush, and then pressing it on everywhere. We're gonna go in with our first round of setting spray using the Milani Make It Last. One of the things I'm most excited to try in this is a palette that ColourPop sent me. This is the Rock Candy palette. Just look at how beautiful these neutrals are. I feel like I want to try so many of these, but I'm probably going to go for these like center couple of rows right here. I'm going to start with this lighter, like pale peachy pink. And to deepen things up, I think I'm going to go in with this shade right here, which is like a darker brown. Tap off the excess and just pat that. Before we do anything else on the eyes, ColourPop did send me a white eyeliner, and I need to test this in my waterline. I'm looking for the next best like waterline white, and I haven't found one yet, so crossing fingers. Wait, that's actually not bad. I just have to make sure that it doesn't irritate my eyes, so I'm gonna let this sit for a little bit. So far, so good. This is their cream gel liner in the shade Exit. For the lower lash line, let's use the shade right here called Erupt. For the lid, I want to try something a little different. So there's this like white shade that has a little bit of glitter in it, like very, very light sparkle. It almost reminds me of a certain finish that the Tati palettes had before. That shade was a lot more pigmented than I was expecting, which is fine. I just need to blend it out a little bit. Going in with the Silky Matte Bronzer from Milani in the shade Sunkissed. I love the way that looks. And now we have another new product by ColourPop to try. This is a quad. It has 3 blushes and a highlight. I think I really want to use a couple of these blushes, but maybe specifically this one. It's like a lighter, oh my goodness, I feel like those are gonna be so pretty. Using that same big brush, just being a little careful when applying here. Wow, I feel like this blush is so flattering on pale skin. Got a good start there, and then I'm gonna take the slightly darker one that has a little bit more of like a matte finish to it and hitting just that back corner area. Love it, solid, done there. Milani, Make It Last one more time. Have my air conditioning on and it's still so hot that I'm starting to kind of sweat in here. So we're gonna use some extra powder. This is the Flower Beauty Jet Set powder, and it's a spray, but it's perfectly light and mattifying without feeling too heavy. You can probably see the difference just from a few seconds ago. This is mattified but light. There's no question that in this heat I have to use a tubing mascara, so I'm opening a fresh tube of the Milani highly rated tubing mascara, and I'm just gonna use it on my top lashes today. For the lips, we're starting off with this pink liner, which is the Lifter liner from Maybelline in the shade Line Leader. I ended up filling the outside line and then a little bit of these outer corner sections. For lipstick, I'm gonna go a little bit brighter with this e.l.f. and Michaela. It's like the duo that she came out with, but I'm sorry this is not available anymore. Because I am about to go back outside, this e.l.f. gloss is so good. This is the Sun Boss gloss. It has SPF 25 in it. I only have one shade right now, but I need a nude shade. I feel like that will just like complete my life. Don't get me wrong, this lip is pretty. I feel like it's too pink. I might need to go nude. Wiped off most of it, but not all of it. That's fine. I think I'm gonna try this shade Cool BFF by ColourPop. I've never used their lip liners, but I think with a pink gloss, just because there's so much going on with this look already that's pink, I need to mix in some nudes. So I just fully filled in my lips with this, and I love how it mixed with the pink that was already underneath. This is perfect. And now when I add the pink gloss on top, I feel like it won't be as punchy. Yeah, this is just what we needed. Now we're done. This is the finished look. Let me know what you think, and if you have any questions. See you later.